AITA for getting kicked out of the hospital by my son's girlfriend? When my son was born, I had no idea that he would face such an uphill battle with his health. At just 9 days old, he underwent his first open-heart surgery to replace a faulty valve. Over the years, we navigated countless surgeries together, each one more daunting than the last. Most recently, he faced a life-threatening situation with a bacterial infection that led to his 4th aortic valve replacement. It was a harrowing experience, and there were moments when I truly feared for his life. Now at 29, he's doing remarkably well, and I couldn't be prouder. He's been in a loving relationship with his girlfriend for 4 years, and this surgery was a brand new experience for her. I understood how frightening it could be for someone who had never been in a situation like this before. So when the time came, we ended up staying together at a nearby hotel for a few nights. She generously covered most of the expenses, which I appreciated more than she knows. During one of our conversations, I casually asked my son if he'd like me to step back and let him have some time alone with his girlfriend. I thought it might ease some of the pressure and allow them to bond during this stressful time. He agreed, so I returned home for a few days, maintaining regular communication. We texted and talked every day, and I planned visits based on his needs and preferences. As the surgery date approached, it became clear that he wanted his girlfriend to be the last person he saw before going under. Respecting that wish, I stayed away when he was wheeled into the operating room. But shortly after, the surgeon contacted me, as I was his next of kin, to discuss important decisions regarding his care. One of those decisions was to put him in an induced coma post-surgery due to the severity of the infection and the damage to his heart. Feeling the weight of responsibility, I immediately called his girlfriend to keep her in the loop. As soon as I got to the hospital, I signed all the necessary consent forms and sat by my son's side as he lay there on a breathing machine. That day, his girlfriend had made prior plans with her family, which I completely understood. When my son was taken into surgery, I promised him I would relay his love to her. Hours later, after what felt like an eternity, I encountered his girlfriend in the family waiting room. To my shock, she erupted in anger, screaming that I was a psycho and demanding security be called. Maintaining my composure, I calmly replied, "He can have 5 wives, but he only has 1 mother." With that, I decided it was best to leave the situation. The next day, I received a text from my son saying that due to what had transpired, I was no longer considered his next of kin and wasn't allowed at the hospital anymore. I was taken aback, but I didn't argue or try to fight it. I respected their space, even if it hurt deeply. Now, as they're working through their issues and counseling, I got a message from my son claiming that his life was falling apart because I supposedly hated his girlfriend, and that I was a psycho who lied about the events in the waiting room. I was stunned. I had always treated her with kindness, and the truth of the matter was clear in my mind. I can't help but wonder if my words about having 5 wives were misconstrued, or if my son simply doesn't understand how protective I am as a mother. AITA for standing my ground and reminding him that, no matter what, he has only 1 mother.